What's going on, guys? Real quick, just wanted to tell you I restocked all the sizes. We got all the large sizes. Kind of messed up when I first ordered. I didn't really think about it, but most barbers are bigger fellas, at least a large or bigger. So I got some smalls left. I haven't sold a single one. The price has been lowered on the smalls. Everything else is in stock. Guys, head over to the website, Seancutshair.com, and copy something. But enough about that. Let's get right in this video. All right, guys, so this cut is going to be a 4 on the sides with kind of a, not really a faux hawk, but just a messy up style. And we're going to do a skin taper on the sides and back. So we'll go in with our foreguard. We're going to start to connect the sides to the top. We're just going to cut and flick out into the top and try to get that blended as best we can. And then we'll come in underneath that with the 3 guard before we start our taper. Now we'll use our 3 guard and we're trying to blend right in to the 4 that we started with. And this is my wall senior with the filthy mod. So this is the Andis blade with the purple Andis guards. If you guys didn't check out that video, head back a couple videos and check out my filthy mod installation. I'm loving it. It's really good for doing bulk. And I also use it for my open sections sometimes. So we're using that 3 guard. We're trying to blend right into the 4. And now we'll go in with our slim lines and start our bald lines. So we'll go ahead and bald it out, then come in with the shaver underneath and get it all the way down to skin. And then we'll start our open section. All right, so we'll take our open clipper and we're gonna go up about 3/4 of an inch, flicking out into what's above it, and then we'll close it up and start to work the line out. So we use the clipper closed at the bottom of that section, open it up halfway and go halfway up into the section, and of course our open lever was all the way at the top of the section. So now we'll come in with the open 1, same steps as below. We'll go up 3/4 of an inch, and then start with it closed and start to work that line out. You guys can see he wears glasses, so you guys can see that line. Not only is it a tan line, but it's also an indentation in his hair. So that's gonna give me some trouble here. So you just have to continue to work at it and really get up close and make sure that you can see that that blend is nice and how you want it. All right, so we know that's a 3 guard above it, so we'll come in with our 2 guard, and this is on my wall senior. We'll take the 2 guard, try to blend into the 3. And you guys can see I'm using the corner of the clipper and I'm just blending into the 3 that's above it. That's gonna leave us a line between the open 1 section and the 2 that we just did. And this 1.5 guard right here should lighten that line up. Now we'll go in and do the edge up. You guys can see he doesn't have a very dark C-cup. So we don't want to cut into that too much. We're just going to make it sharp as we can. You know, some haircuts get super sharp and we're going to do enhancements. This is just going to be a regular haircut. We just want to enhance that line by lining it up and making it as sharp as we can. Then we'll turn him and we want to brush the hair on the neck away from the line, not up into the hair. You want to brush it over the line and then cut your line. So as I always say, guys, put your middle finger against right in front of his ear. You're going to rest your middle finger and that will allow you to pivot that trimmer around the ear and get all that hair in a nice clean circle. Now, because of his glasses and just how his hair grows, a lot of that hair wants to grow backwards, and I think that's from constantly sliding those glasses on it. So you guys will see later, I'll take my comb and clean that up because it's just hard to get a guard in there and get that nice and short. All right, we'll move on to the other side. We're gonna do the same steps. We're gonna start with our 4. And because I'm just doing the taper right now, I'm only gonna work on the 4 up to this point. So we'll go about just right behind the ear and then focus on the taper, and then we'll cut the rest down to a 4 when we get to the back of the head. So we're gonna do our 4 here, come in with our 3 underneath and set up this whole area for us to come in and do our taper. All right, so we'll come in with our slimline and get started. We're gonna do the same steps. We're gonna bald it out, then use the shaver, then we'll go open clipper. work that line out, open 1, work that section out, and then use our 2 and our 1.5 to connect it all together, just the same as before. And guys, I always like to tell you about my clients. You know, I don't really know why I do that. I think, you know, what I want to bring you guys is overall just the experience I have and what has brought me success. And, you know, I talk a lot about how to gain clients and who those clients can be. And so guys, this client right here is actually my high school chemistry teacher. So, you know, 15, 16 years ago, I was a sophomore in high school. He was my teacher, one of my favorite classes I ever had. And, you know, I always tell you guys, when you're looking to gain clients, people want to go to people that they know. So as soon as he found out I was cutting hair, he reached out to me and said, hey man, I'd love to come to you. You know, I haven't seen you in a lot of years. And so, you know, those are the type of clients that you're going to gain. Family members and friends and old teachers and old co-workers and people like that you haven't seen. And once they find out you're cutting hair, they're going to want to go to somebody that they know. It's much more comfortable. Now we can sit and talk about back in the day in school and keep up, and we have that connection. So that's where you guys can gain some clients. So just stay on the lookout for those type of people, and those will be the people that come in and fill your spots. And some of my favorite clients are old, you know, like I said, co-workers or teachers or people from a long time ago. Now we get to kind of reconnect, and it's super cool to connect with these people all over again. So you guys can see that side came together. Now we're going to edge it up just the same, and you guys want to go to the front and look from the other side and see where your edge up is to make sure that it matches on both sides. So you couldn't see me do that. I just went across, looked, and see where the line starts on the other side of the head, come to this side and make it match. Sometimes people aren't exactly even, so you have to make the decision on where you're going to do that line and make sure that they match on both sides. So we'll go in, edge up around his ear again. I told you guys, make sure you're using, you know, another finger or resting your hand against the head so you get a nice clean line. You want to be real careful as you do this. We don't want to take off too much hair. So Alright guys, so I actually already cut all this down to a 4. I didn't leave that in here, but we cut everything to a 4. Now we'll go in and do our taper. You guys can see he has some crazy growth on the back of his neck. That's very common. So just make sure you turn the clipper and go against the hair the way that it's growing. So we start with our slim lines, make our bald guideline. Now I'm going to use the shaver underneath to get it all the way down to skin, and then we'll start to work our way up. Go in with our wall cordless senior with the Andis blade. We're going to do our open section. We'll work that up about 3/4 of an inch. And I like to get above all this swirls and all this craziness. You guys will see me turn my clipper the other way right now because that hair is actually growing up. So we'll get the open section going. Then we'll come in and start at the bottom with the clipper closed and start to work it out. Then I'll hit my lever, open it halfway, and work above what we just did. Once we get it kind of established, we'll come in and kind of work the lever and make sure that we get all the dark spots out before we move up. Alright, so now we'll come in with our open 1. Same thing, about 3/4 of an inch. We'll work that all the way across. And you guys see I am flicking out, but I do want to see a nice clean guideline. That's what's going to keep me organized. So I'm flicking out so it's not as harsh, but I am making a pretty obvious guideline. So now we'll come in with it closed after that, and we're going to go almost up to where we just went. Not quite, but something you guys need to keep in mind is the guards are longer than where the teeth are actually cutting. So you're going to take your guard up to the line, but the teeth that are cutting are a little bit below that so that you're not damaging anything you just put in. Now we'll come in with the half guard, and we'll cut out the rest of this line that's left between the open section and the 1 section. And for as many swirls as he had in his neck, you guys can see that this taper is coming along. So come in with our 2, connect to the 3 that we did above that. So we shouldn't have a line here. We're just going to flick that 2 into the 3. And you guys can see right there in the middle where his occipital is, it is leaving a little bit of an indentation. So I will come in with the 3 above that right here, and we'll just kind of clean that up and make sure that we don't have any dark spots. So we did the 2. Now we have an open 1 below that, a 2 above it, and the 1.5 will connect everything together and finish up the taper. there's our 1.5. You guys will see. I usually use it with the lever half open. I feel like that's the sweet spot, but as you go, you may have to close it up. You may have to go back to an open 1, just depending on what, kind of what your finished outcome is and what you need to do to lighten up everything and get it all nice and smooth. So I'll go through with it half open. If that's not getting it, I'll close it up a little bit. And if that's not getting it, I'll go back to my open 1 and finish it up. Sometimes, guys, after you do the taper, of course, you're moving hair around, you're cutting it a little bit shorter, so you may have to go in and touch up your lines. And like I said here, guys, I'm going to comb against the way the hair's laying, pull it down to the line, and take off that extra length that's wanting to wiggle around. So you can see that hair running behind his ear, so I'll just comb against it, comb it past the line, and go in with my trimmer and shorten it up. Now we'll cut the top. I'm going to saturate it with some water. We're going to basically cut this all even. He's just going to style it up and messy, and he's wanting to grow it out and have some length up top. So I'm just going to pull this up, decide where I want to cut it nice and even, and then we'll work that guide back and cut the top all to the same length. And if you guys haven't seen my videos, these are from a brand, Fresh Shears. I did a video on them, and there is a discount code for them. I know a lot of you guys have grabbed some, and I hope you guys are enjoying them as much as we are. A bunch of my guys got some, and we just think they're great and having a lot of success with them. And so if you guys haven't seen that video, go check it out. It's in probably 3 or 4 videos back. I will put a link in the description for you guys, and go check it out and see what you think. And if you want to cop some, there'll be a discount code there. You guys go check them out. So we cut the top all even. Now we'll comb his fringe down, and we're just going to kind of even it up. Like I said, he's going to wear it up, but you can see there's some long pieces there in the middle. So we'll just even it up, and then we'll start to style it. I'm going to blow dry it. Really, we're just trying to get it dry, and then I'm going to start to get it up. We want to get some lift and some volume in there. Then we'll use some product. We don't want to just rely on product to hold the hair up. So we want to get it all the way dry, get it up and styled somewhat, and then we'll put some product in to get it the rest of the way. Those are all his boys you guys just saw. He likes to bring them all to the shop at the same time. It's one of his favorite things, to come in, bring all the guys, get all the haircuts at the same time. And like I said, so not only did I gain a client, but 3 of my other barbers gained a client as well. So style it with some clay. You guys can check out the end result. So there's the before. You guys can see just overgrown over his ears. Not very neat. He wants to keep it longer, so we did a 4 and styled the top up. Now you guys can see there's the end result. Hope you guys enjoy it. Basic haircut, 4 on the sides with the skin taper. We just styled it up and messy, and he's gonna figure out how he likes to wear it. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and got the bell notifications turned on, and I'll catch you guys next time.